So, brothers, adultery, according to the Bible, I know a lot of people don't believe in the Bible, but adultery is when you, as a man, you're sleeping with another man's wife. All right. So back then, it was called for death, both the wife and the man and the adulterer. So for you brothers that's out here sleeping with other people's wives, other people's wives. I don't know why y'all doing that. There's so many single women here in the United States, in the world. Why would you pick a woman that's already married? Why would you put yourself in that situation? That's one. And two, brothers, I've said this many times. You never fall in love. It is almost like idolatry when you fall in love with a woman. There's nothing wrong with loving your woman, but falling in love, you should never fall in love. So we're going to get into this court case, and I'll be chiming in throughout this video. Let's
Can I
get
just
to
say
it.
something real quick, Elder? Just what you said. I just want to say it's the person who loves the least in the relationship has most of the control. That's all. Go ahead.
All righty, let's get to it.
Mark French says when he started dating the defendant, he knew she was married, but she insisted she was going to divorce her husband. However, during their 3-year relationship, that never happened, and the defendant still lives with him to this day. Mark is suing his ex for an unpaid loan.
Brothers, when you're dating a married woman, you're playing a very dangerous game. You're playing Russian roulette. And the thing is, he knew. Now, if he slept with her and he didn't know, then he finds out. You need to cut ties immediately. But he knew and was still messing with her for 3 years. You playing a very dangerous game when you doing stuff like that. Let's continue.
Defendant Lisa Boyd admits that she dated Mark, but after he came to her home unannounced, she was forced to call the police. And that's when Mark left a note on her husband's car exposing their affair. Lisa denies owing Mark for anything.
You see that, brothers? When you fall in love, you start to do stupid shit. You start to do dumb shit. So the nigga left a note on her husband's car because he was in love. I'm gonna say
I'm
it
gonna be honest
again.
with you. That sounds like some female activity. That's female activity. That's not man activity. That's something a female would do. Sorry. Go ahead.
So brothers, you don't. I'm gonna just say it again. You don't fall in love. You love your woman, but you never fall in love. Let's get to it.
All right, tell me what's going on.
Well, Your Honor, I met Miss Boyd back in 2012 while riding a bus to school, and we struck up a friendship. And after about a year and a half, we started dating. I found out during the time that before we started dating that she was married, but she said she was going to divorce her husband. And that never happened. Over the 3 years that we've been dating, seeing each other, she's still with her husband.
Stays with him, lives with him.
She lives with him, Your Honor. And Your Honor, will you?
So how do you all date? I don't mean for him to know, but
We would go away on the weekends, and I never went to her house to meet her. I'd meet her somewhere.
you all meet at hotels or go out of
At
town?
a motel, Your Honor. Sometimes we'd meet just to go out and to museums or to walk around and talk. And I would meet her after she got off work. And I'd meet in the mornings. I'd see her because I'd be on my way to school, and she would be on her way to work. We rode the same bus at the same time, so I'd see her 5 days a week, and then occasionally on the weekends. But,
Y'all in love then.
I love her, Your Honor. I still do.
In love.
In love, Your Honor. Your Honor, I bought her a friendship ring, and she gave it to me the last time we saw each other to get it fixed, and I have it fixed, and I'd like to give it back to her. I don't want to lose her friendship, Your Honor. I just want to end this matter.
You get a little more than a friendship going on there, Doc.
Yes, sir.
Let me
Yes,
hear
sir.
from you, man.
Now, before the lady speaks, brothers, listen. I have a brother here that said that this friendship stuff, men and women shouldn't be friends. I'm not going to say that I disagree with him. I don't disagree with what he says. But again, brothers, this situation here could have probably got him killed. Cause we don't know nothing about the husband, but you got some jealous folks out there. And again, in the Bible times, he should be dead, both him and the wife. They should both be dead. So, brothers, this is adultery. This right here is adultery. He knew that she was married. Because again, he said that they were friends, and he found out that she was married, and he still took it upon himself to sleep with the woman. Again, brothers, these are the type of dangerous games you should not be playing. There's too many single women out here in the United States for you to be messing with a married woman. Let's continue.
Mr. French is correct. We met each other, we dated, but Mr. French left this on my husband's car. Your wife is a cheater. I have the pictures and movies to prove it, and left his phone number and said for us to move.
Did you bring those movies?
And I had to call the police on him.
You see how the judge is joking, but it's still a serious matter. So this dude's over here videotaping them probably having sex and all this other stuff. Again, brothers, I'm gonna repeat myself. Never fall in love with the woman. Never fall in love. Let's continue.
Why do you think he did this?
That was after I called the police on Mr. French.
Why'd you call the police on him?
Because he came to my home.
Let's go back. He said you all met on the bus in 2012 and began dating. And
Yes, sir.
you
Your
in
Honor,
love?
sorry.
He says he's in love. Are you in love with him?
No, I am not, Your Honor.
You were never in love?
I loved him, but I was never in love with him.
3 years, you never fell in love.
No, sir. No, Your Honor.
Okay. And what went wrong?
Well, there's a lot of things that went wrong, but Mr. French wanted me to get a divorce when he wanted me to get a divorce. That has nothing to do with it.
You wanted to do it on your own time?
Exactly.
What time was that?
When I get ready.
You don't know when that is. May never come.
It may not never happen. It may not never happen. I don't know.
Go ahead, my brother.
And I say this all the time at the beginning of any type of, and I agree with Slim. They both would have been inseminated from the community back in the day with this type of poison. So she's saying, and I'm pretty sure this is the first time he's hearing that the likelihood would be that she never ends the marriage. And the first things first, what did she say? That's a key point. When I feel like it. So the reason why she can say, because this is how women operate anyway, he embarrassed her. Women care about how they look in society, look in the public and stuff like. I'm pretty sure everybody in the neighborhood knew about it. I'm pretty sure friends and once you start making a woman, it's an alternative to shaming. So when she gets caught up in her bullshit and it gets emotional and the man starts doing this crazy shit, which I think he's nuts, she gets embarrassed. So she is not that, I believe she did care about her on that level, but layered on top of the bullshit that happened that put her in a place where she looks like a bad person for still being married. Because what do women complain about? Women have more scenarios with men getting a divorce in these circles than you hear men talking about it. You don't normally hear a man say, well, she promised me that she's going to divorce her husband. You don't really hear men popping up with these type of stories. It's women. So on the flip side, it's just all about embarrassment. It's all about how she looks. So the fact that she has to go through all this bullshit, fuck this nigga. That's her mindset. But I can guarantee, I don't know what, like, he seems to be crazy. So I think if she would have told him anything, he would have still believed that he probably could have changed her and made her feel like she can divorce the guy. So, but I don't necessarily agree with Slim when he says don't fall in love. I just think that people that don't have control over how they care about people, they don't protect it. I think that, yeah, it can lead to you doing, stupid shit like this guy. But Slim has a different view than I do when it comes to like a man loving. But that's it.
And brothers, again, my brother here used the word shame. There's really no shame today with a lot of these women. None. No shame. They could. They are not really embarrassed at the things that they do that is wrong. There's no shame anymore. You have women out here having multiple baby daddies. No shame. It's nothing to them. So she's not embarrassed, and she's gonna probably try to shame him. And to be honest with you, brothers, he looks stupid anyway. But let's go ahead and continue.
I don't know.
Okay.
But that was even before I met Mr. French. I was thinking about getting a divorce.
How many years you been thinking on it?
4.
Well, you don't know when you're going to finish thinking about
No,
it.
Your Honor.
All right. And what was your husband's response when he gave him that cardboard
My
message?
husband didn't say anything to me about it. My husband dropped me off at the airport to come here.
Oh, okay. He didn't drop you at the bus?
No, he took me to the airport.
Oh. Does he ever drop you at the bus when you meet him?
No, you're
Now, brothers, how many times have I said that? And I'm not going to even call her husband a simp. I won't even do that. But I've said this already many times. A lot of especially our black men, we tolerate a lot of things from our women. Because let me tell you this, they go to court. Now, they know that she's committing adultery. They go to court for the divorce. She's still going to get awarded at least partial, some of the brothers, her husband's assets. Still going to be able to get it. There's only certain states where I know for the state that I live in, which is North Carolina, the husband can sue the man for sleeping with his wife. That's the only thing that I know about North Carolina, because North Carolina is considered the Bible state. But still, she can still leave with half of his assets. So a lot of these women, when you go to court, all they're going to get is a slap on the wrist. Adultery is nothing. And the reason why they do that brothers, and I don't care who gets mad at me. They look at a lot of these women as children, because a lot of our women have a childlike mentality. Right now, all she's doing is having fun. This is fun for her. But let's continue.
No, Your Honor.
Yes. No? Okay. Thank you very much, Is the Queen. I didn't hear anything, but it sounded like you wanted to be invisible. Thank you. Let's go ahead and continue. No, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? My
Yes.
bad, y'all. I'm getting ready for work. I was pretty far. My bad. Is it a possibility that both of the people inside of the marriage were adulterers? That's why it wasn't a big deal between her and her husband and why they're still together?
That could be a possibility, but the husband's not here, so I'm only speaking on what I see in front of me.
Yeah, no problem. But I'm just thinking about the, grander scheme of things. Because just off of what I've heard, they was together for 3 years, only on weekends. Like, I refuse to believe that the husband didn't know what was going on, especially afterwards, and them still being together. Being that I've been in a relationship for a very long time, and I know a lot of people who are married, most of the times when it's that dysfunctional, it's on 2 parts. But I just wanted to put that out there.
Oh, okay. Well, again, I'm only speaking on what's in front of me, so I can't speak on what
Good morning, Mugga.
the husband's not there. But brothers,
Right.
later on in the
So,
video, you're going to
I
see
do-
something that's crazy too. But go ahead, Real. My fault.
I do like to know that when women say these things that seem to be atrocious and makes her look kind of crazy, I notice women will always have to give an alternative. Like, if that man said what she said, no woman would ever say, well, let's not say that he's the only one doing something. Let's just say, they both got to this point because they both was doing shit. No woman would have anything to say if a man did what this woman was doing. But every time a woman seems to do anything that puts her in a light of this type of judgment, now they have to both be doing it. I just don't understand, like, every time when it's a woman, it has to be, oh, it just don't make sense. But if a man said something, if a man made the same, I've never heard women, when men point out the fact that they ain't shit and they'll cheat on their wife and stuff like that, then no woman ever comes up and say, you know what, even though he's saying some crazy stuff, I ain't gonna sit there and believe that she ain't play no part. They're gonna say he ain't shit. This is the problem with men. Men think with their dicks. It's never like no alternatives. Have you ever heard a woman defend the notion that the wife may be doing something, Slim, whenever a man admits to his wrongdoings?
No.
I would
You don't
have to
normally
disagree.
hear
Oh, that.
Oh, what?
you normally hear it when women when women have these, when women do things like that, there's always a woman like giving, always got to put the man back into the picture. Well, it couldn't have just been her doing this in the marriage. It just don't make sense. I never see the flip version. I never see women have the same notion for men.
Oh well, I always
I would
hear.
have to disagree.
I'll
I
just say this
think,
real quick, Ace of Queen.
yeah,
Let me just say this real quick. I'll just say that most of the time when it comes to women, if they did something wrong, they usually use the word, "Well, we both did it." If they're in a relationship, they never want to take accountability by themselves. But go ahead, Is a Queen.
so I would disagree. I feel like the conversation is just different when it happens to women, right? Um, I've never looked at a woman for that was been in a relationship that was being cheated on for 3, 4, 5 years, looked at her and be like, she ain't never cheat before. I've never done that, right? I've also understand how these kind of relationships be working, especially when it's been a long time and at least one of them is an adulterer. Sometimes the other one becomes an adulterer as well because they're doing a quote unquote revenge, which I think is crazy to use your coochie as revenge like that. Or it'll turn into a conversation like, girl, what's wrong with you? Why are you letting him do that? You look dumb. You look like it becomes a shaming thing, right? About how you look, and all of this other thing. They asked for you to open up the panel, hon. And it's like, I just feel like the conversation would be
This is being
different. But
recorded, by
to
the way.
hear,
It's not like a normal panel. It's being recorded.
oh, okay, no problem. I was just reading the comments for Elder. I know he's driving. Um, So when it comes to these type of scenarios, and we're dealing with the evidence that's in front of us, right? For me to hear that she was able to cheat on her husband for 3 years with this man continuously, then him to blow it up and them still be together, I don't know if he drove her to the airport or not. Like, that could be a lie that she said. But the fact that they're still together, still not married, it does give me an inkling that, their entire thing is dysfunctional. Am I thinking that her husband is just sitting in a corner being cheated on? Absolutely not. And I wouldn't feel that way about a woman either. But that's just me.
That wasn't what I was. That wasn't the point I was making. The point of reference is y'all always protect the woman. Like in these group settings, when there's a guy admitting to something like this, a guy say, "Yeah, I promised," and I never told her that I was going to get a divorce with my wife. I said, I'll think about it, and that's thinking about it, and she just went crazy. Y'all would call that man a piece of shit, and he would be the worst of the worst. But you also just said something that stood out to me too. You also put in a scenario where that happens, you always said the woman is the one responding. So you already in your head naturally you think that if anyone's going to cheat, naturally it's going to be the man. So that's why it's already in the head, it's already in your mind to know that when these things happen, more times out of, this is what you said out your mouth. I didn't, you can go look at the recording. So I only go by the words you use. So your whole example, your whole synopsis of it is you giving women feedback for dealing with bullshit, but in your head you're saying as a response, normally the woman is going to be the one that has to respond to what the husband been doing, and you just say you don't agree with it, but just the notion from when we think about what we naturally do as human beings, y'all already are. That's how you just. It's my point is it's never vocally stated when you hear men talk about doing bad shit to women, I never heard a woman. Now you'll get on a woman for dealing with it, but you'll never lead with, well, let's not act like the woman doesn't play a part in why this man's cheating, or if he's verbal abusive. Let's not act like she's just sitting back taking abuse. Y'all never say that. I can guarantee you, she's saying something to him verbally abusive. Y'all never lead with that. Y'all will tell y'all homegirl, girl, why you dealing with that asshole? Why you dealing with that? But you'll never say, let's not act like women don't be disrespecting men. Y'all won't do that. That's it.
Yeah, I would
I
again. I
got
have
I
to
got you,
disagree,
cool.
and I also feel that was like a projection, right? Because in this scenario, we're clearly dealing with a woman being the adulterer. That's what we're dealing with, right?
Well,
And
is
then
it queen?
so on.
Both
Okay.
parties are adulterers. Both the woman, the wife,
Oh well,
and the plaintiff. They're both adulterers.
yeah,
But go ahead.
yeah, you're right. You're right. The guy, but I'm just talking about the people that is in the union right
Hmm.
now, not this other guy that just sit on the side right now.
Okay.
So we're dealing with this woman that is cheating. As a part of this conversation, it's her fault
I got you, cool.
completely. That because off of the evidence that we have. So when I brought up a different scenario,
Hmm.
it was to combine with this one, right? So if we're talking about the woman being the adulterer in this scenario, of course, I'm going to bring in a man being an adulterer in that scenario. But even when I'm talking about a woman cheating, I'm saying that in conjunction with two people being in, I'm not speaking for your point, I'm just speaking for my point. That's the disconnect we're having. When two people are in a relationship, of course both people actually adhere to what's going on in the relationship. No one person is just all at fault. I do believe that it's always one of those things, right? But when we're talking about two people cheating on each other together, I was never speaking on who did it first, right? Because you started to speak to how I feel about these things. And that's not true. I was just speaking in general. And that's all I wanted to say. Go ahead, cool. I want to clear it up.
Well, that wasn't what happened, though. I never said, I said women. I didn't say is a queen. So I wasn't speaking on you. So you took it, you personalized it. And you did speak on what I said because you said I disagree. So again, go ahead, cool. So just to clarify that, that's not the point I was making. I wasn't doing that. I said women don't do this. You personalized it. So I generalized it. You didn't. When you say I disagree after someone makes a statement, you are perpetually saying with what you said, I disagree with, and I'm going to say what I believe happened, and that's not the case. Just listen to my words. It's not hard to do that. But go ahead, cool and Haitian.
And I still disagree. Go ahead, cool.
Go ahead, cool and Haitian. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and continue with the video. Hey, just raise your hand, cool, if you want to comment.
What about this ring? You want to get back to that before
Yes,
we get
Your
to this
Honor.
loan? Tell me about the ring.
I bought her the ring, Your Honor, and I gave it to her.
That's not what the loan is for.
No, it has nothing to do
Tell
with the
me
loan.
about the ring.
I bought her the ring as a symbol of our friendship because we vowed that we would always remain friends no matter what happened between us. And I don't want to lose her friendship, although I may have lost her as my mate.
How did that happen? Tell me about the breakdown in the relationship.
Well, Your Honor, Lisa has a very bad tendency of not showing up when she says she's going to be somewhere. For instance, Easter Sunday, she was supposed to join me at church. I stood outside waiting at our rendezvous point for hours, and she never showed up.
The bus stop.
Yes, sir.
Maybe the bus was late that day. Go ahead.
Okay, so she didn't show up, Your Honor, and so we made.
You know, I have to ask this question, and this is to you brothers, that all you black men that love to be side niggas. Why would you want to be that when you know that somebody else is sliding up in that pussy? I really have to ask that question. Why would any nigga want to be a side nigga? I just don't understand that. You know that she's married. I'm not, and I don't know if she's sleeping with her husband, but it's a possibility. Why would you want to slide up in that after knowing that somebody else has been sliding up in that continuously? You slide up in that, she goes home, slide up in her husband, and go back. Like, come on. You brothers that are doing this side nigga shit and I don't even like to even use this word, but y'all are weird. Knowingly knowing that another nigga is also sleeping with her. Why would you want to be a side nigga? Go ahead, Cool. Cool. I don't know what you got going on over there in your state. I don't know. I mean, is there a hurricane or something going on? Because I can't hear you, bro. So we're going to have to, hey, make sure y'all send some relief to Cool because something's going on with his network over there. So I'm just going to go ahead and continue. Let me know when you're ready, Cool.
We made arrangements to meet that next weekend, and she called me text me that morning, saying that she had left her bag and that she needed some things. So I got her some things that she could wear, and she had given me a ring a couple of days prior, said the stones had fallen out. So I took it to the jeweler and got the stones replaced, and I was going to return it.
Her wedding ring, no doubt.
No,
huh?
No yarn, not a wedding ring.
Oh, I started to say, you didn't went too far now. Getting her wedding ring fixed for her. Go ahead.
So I texted her and I told her that I was there waiting for her. And when I told her where I was, she says, that's too close to my house. I told you we couldn't go there. Well, she never told me that, Your Honor. And if she did, I don't recall it. And so I said, well, I can't get my money back. And she says, whatever, okay. Well, hours go by and she's been off work. And so I text her and like, babe, where are you? She says, home. I said, okay, so are you coming? She goes, no. So I proceeded to go back to the room and drink until I thought about how upset I was, how many times I've been stood up, which out of 100%, I think 80% of the time I got stood up. And I had enough. So
She wouldn't call you before or afterwards or text you before or afterwards and tell you what happened? Maybe I got caught up with my husband, I couldn't get away, or you wouldn't get any
most of the time there were reasons why.
Well, you weren't stood up.
Well, I was, because she didn't call me until like a day later. Afterwards, I'm standing later. There was a time, Your Honor, when we were going to go out dancing, and I'm getting dressed to go meet her, and I get a text message, I'm on my way to Vegas. We're already on the freeway. So that meant don't bother.
You doing all of this again, brothers. There are over 1,000 women that are single. Why are you in love with a woman that is married? Why are you doing all these things and she's married? This makes, again, brothers, I'm going to say something. A lot of you black men be doing a lot of this dumb shit. And then when you get yourself caught up, you start to do dumb shit. And again, there's no reason for you to fall in love with a woman like that. And then the nigga talking about like when he didn't get his way, he'd be in the room drinking up a bottle. Go ahead, Real.
Yeah. They both met on the bus, though, man. You gotta understand, like the whole situation from the beginning. From how they met, it doesn't like why is a married woman riding the bus, and I don't know why, but he dropped her off at the airport to come to see the show. I don't understand that, but the whole situation, he's trying to make sense of whatever relationship they had while she was married. If it doesn't make sense to me from a standpoint that if he knew she was married and they had a relationship, why did he think that by even doing crazy stuff like leaving notes and stuff would be something? I guess he's trying to be the side guy, whatever. But again, adversely, you know, this is why, like with men, when they play like, oh, you know, she's just something I was just having sex with and stuff like that. they end up catching feelings, and this is why these side chicks be like, "You said you love me," all these text messages. So I think when you putting yourself in situations where whatever's happening in your primary relationship leads to you dating other people, I think you still end up giving into you start to say the same things that in a relationship with a side piece.
Right.
And I think that she was probably saying things that led, not to say that he's not responsible for any part that he played, but I think that he fell for, he's a single, I didn't hear this. Does he have anybody that, was he married?
No,
Was the side guy married or anything? He didn't
no,
have no.
he's
So he's encompassed of one person. She has a lot going on in life. So he's in this situation, he got caught up. She knew what she was doing. She was just, what if she had her own reasons, but he got caught up and he feels betrayed for whatever reason, which I don't even know why he feels that way. And he just looks stupid right now. So I don't this whole thing don't make, this is why this is why I speak on things the way I speak on it. Because it always, if you don't do it the way I'm advising, it's going to come out this way anyway.
But real, let me ask
Yeah,
you
being a
something.
side nigga is disgusting though.
I want to
It
when
is
you
disgusting when
when
you
you
think
say
about it.
caught up, what do you mean by he got caught up?
Well, when you know somebody, if you're willing to put yourself in a relationship with someone that has especially a matrimony, and they're not giving you, they're very vague on if they're even going to break up, and you understand their circumstance, like she's still married, whether that day she was like fuck that nigga to him,
Hmm.
she's still married to him in real time. So if he doesn't consider that what it means to be married and what married couples usually do, then yeah, you can get caught up emotionally. That's what I mean by caught up. Your feelings will supersede the fact that in all reality, this woman is still married. It doesn't
Hmm.
matter. It doesn't matter what any person says. Being married, if you're married and you're making promises, then why would anybody believe that why would you believe a stranger essentially from the get-go that it could stop? Like, why? What gives this stranger this type of trust? But then they're a manipulator when they break up. You trusted a stranger. You're just
Right,
naive.
right.
Can you guys hear me better now? Is it better now?
You're good now,
Yeah, you
cool.
good.
Okay, so yeah, I got two different networks. I guess the T-Mobile is better than AT&T right now. I don't know, it's weird. So I have to switch over to the tablet. But no, I wanted to say this. It's a great topic, by the way. Good morning.
Good morning.
First of all, women are natural manipulators and liars. So let's just start with that. Um, and that poor man, unfortunately, he's a simp, and he fell in love with a liar and a manipulator. He played himself. I'm not going to remove any responsibility from him at all. But understand this, from the dawn of time, women have been natural manipulators and liars. Any man that falls for the trappings of a woman is a fool. Period, point blank. Case in point, this jabroni right here on the show we're looking at. And to answer the question about the side piece, yes, a lot of us, I'm going to include myself, I was married a whole dating woman this year, actually, literally, did a show with her and all that. The difference with that scenario is that she couldn't sleep with her husband because he was impotent. And even then, I still know that he was still eating the pussy, doing whatever, fingering. But I didn't give a fuck because I was benefiting. I didn't fall in love with that bitch, pardon my language. I didn't fall in love with her at all, right? But a lot of men don't have that self-control. And to be quite honest with you, men cannot cheat. I want to make sure people understand that. Men don't cheat. Men, there's no possibility for a man to cheat. He is a man. It is his duty to spread his seed. Society has made it to the point where now we have to control the urges of men and control the biological makeup of men. Why? Because women are inherently selfish and women want their cake and eat it too. In any scenario of which I see something like this, it is always the married woman's fault because some poor schmuck is married to her and now she's on a dating show arguing with a side nigga. That should never happen. You can't have it both ways. So I always put the emphasis on cheating on the woman. She has to be the one to open the legs. So no, she's a piece of shit, and I yield.
Cool.
Oh God.
I'm gonna hold on one second. It's a queen. Cool. I'm gonna have to disagree with the cheating part. Now, men can commit adultery. So just like this man on the plaintiff, he's committing adultery. They're both committing adultery. I don't even like to even use the word cheating anyway, but the adultery A man can commit adultery, which is what the plaintiff is doing right now, because he knows, even before, because they were friends before they got into a so-called relationship. So he knew she was married before they even got intimate, and he continued with it. So he committed adultery. But and I'm gonna say this too. I don't know how old he is, but I can see that he got gray in his goatee or his beard. So he should know better. But go ahead, is the queen.
Yeah, I actually wanted to agree with Real, right? I feel like when it comes to anybody who is on the opposite, on the not married side of the scenario, I feel like on both men and women is a lot of lying to themselves that happen as much as the person lying to them. Because, like Real said, you knew she was married. Within the first year of her not getting that divorce, what did you tell yourself to get to the second year? What did you tell yourself to get to the third year? It becomes more about what you're telling yourself to keep on this relationship, and most of the times it be lies. It be, oh, he or she's gonna leave. Oh, he or she loves me more than that person. And in all reality, you're just trying to make sense out of the nonsense that you're in. And that's where you get caught up in, because you're not dealing with the reality. If you dealt with the reality, you'll be talking more like cool, right? I'm not in love with her. I'm getting what I need from her. But that's not what he was doing. He sucked out revenge because he realized the reality of his situation. And that's it.
Brothers, I just want to just say
Yeah, you
this.
see,
Oh, hold on, cool. I'm gonna just say this,
go ahead.
brothers. Cool, do not follow what the other brother here, Cool, said. Don't follow what he said. Out here smashing married
Well, I could
women.
explain. I could explain.
Yes, sir.
Because
Go.
let me explain something to you real quick. Let me explain why I fuck married. First of all, I seek women that are in relationships, period. Because quite frankly, I don't care about the emotional part of it. You got your tummy ache because you got your period, go cry to your husband. I just want some pussy and some shit. I don't love you. And I think people need to really be honest with themselves, right? That's just what it is. And at the end of the day, right? If a woman is married, right, and a woman is out here allowing me to fuck, I would be gay to not fuck. It is what it is. So for me, uh, it is what it is, man. I'm fucking a married chick right now as we speak.
Oh my
She claims she's
goodness.
gonna get a divorce.
Real? I mean,
It's
cool.
cool. But let
I'm
me tell you how
recorded.
something. Hold on, but I could. No, but people need to hear this. I don't care. You know what I mean?
Okay.
People need to hear this. But here's the kicker. I could literally screen share and show you my cash app that she just sent me some money.
No, I'm good.
You know why? Because at the end of the day, it is what it is, man. And I learned from women how to be pieces of shit. Women are natural manipulators and liars. I learned from women. So I'm just doing what they want me to do. Most women don't want a good man. Let's be honest here. I'm not trying to change the subject here. Most women want that excitement. They want the shit talking. They want the guys going to pick up on a bike, and that's what they want. So if I'm going to be giving you my time, let me at least get something out of it. I'm going to keep it a buck with you. Everything in my closet was bought to me by a woman. My car, woman. My motorcycle, a woman. It is what it is. Some of them it works out. Some of them it doesn't work out. Clearly, we saw the emotional woman come on Beagle talk shit. But nobody ever said, why did she buy him a boat, jet ski, scooters, all types of shit? You think she was just a landlord, or was I fucking this old woman? Let's make it make sense. And she's married. So it is what it is, man. Like, I love a woman who's married, who has a husband, who has a boyfriend in a committed relationship. All I do is basically add to her life and help her have options. That's all.
All
I'm just
right.
doing the Lord's work.
Whoa. You know what? Let's. You just said the Lord's work. All right. Let's continue.
Father trying to change her mind, she's already gone.
What'd you do? You went and got drunk again, or?
Pretty much, Your Honor. Your Honor,
How often? 80% of the time?
80% of the time.
You're
Your Honor.
alcoholic by now, ain't you?
80% of the time, this man goes and gets drunk whenever he doesn't get his way with this woman. This is why I say brothers should not fall in love. That's why I say that, because Brothers do
I
stupid
agree.
shit. A lot of black, and I'm just speaking on black men. I don't give a damn about the other races. A lot of you black men do some of the dumbest shit because you're quote unquote in love. Getting drunk. And that's what caused him to go put a piece of paper or a piece of cardboard on her husband's car. He did it while he was drunk. And it's going to be not I'm about to use the word justified. It's going to be said on with Judge Mathis. But let's continue.
Go ahead, though. Okay, so the final time. Tell me the final time that broke up everything.
The final time was the Friday after Easter Sunday when I was supposed to meet her and she didn't show up. And I had enough. I couldn't take it anymore. I felt like everything was more important than me.
Okay, so what did you say? How did it occur to break up?
I called her up, Your Honor, and I told her I wanted my $600 back after I found out she wasn't
That's
coming.
this loan you're suing about?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and what did she say?
She said that she didn't owe me any money, that I told her to keep it. And I'm like, no, I did not tell you could keep the money.
All right, so when do you say you loaned her this money?
It was about 2 weeks before Easter Sunday. I don't know.
April of what year or March of what year?
What are we?
This year?
This year.
Past year?
This year,
okay.
Your Honor.
Ma'am, let me hear from you.
I don't owe Mr. French any money. Mr.
I want to
French
hear more
told me
about
to
this
keep the
relationship.
money.
Did you stand him up like that?
Sometimes, yes,
Why?
I did, and other times he had explanations of why I couldn't meet.
You were supposed to be headed to see him, and then you just out of the blue, I'm on the way to Vegas. I'm not
I was
coming.
in the car on the freeway
Why'd
with my
you do
sister
that?
on the way to Vegas.
Why?
Because I decided to go to Vegas and I didn't want to hear what he was going to have to say.
You don't think you were hurting this man's feelings?
I was not trying to hurt Mr. French's feelings. Mr. French wanted to control me. Mr. French wanted me to marry him.
Why would you want to marry somebody that's already committing adultery? Who's to say she wouldn't do that to you? This is again,
Yeah,
brothers.
exactly.
This brother here ain't making no sense. But go ahead, cool.
No. Real quick, I just want to say this. First of all, she doesn't owe him any money because, first of all, he's an idiot. His feelings are hurt. Seems like what he said is true. He waited till mad day to now he wants to sue, and he just can't. Listen, there's a lot of brothers in jail and prison or dead because they fell in love with a woman, bro. I refuse to do that. And people can say, oh, Cool's just talking shit. I'm dead serious. There's a lot of brothers dead or in jail whose lives are ruined because they fell in love with a woman. Not naturally, she's supposed to fall in love with you. You don't
Correct.
ever fall in love with a woman. You always have to be at a place of guard when it comes to women. Are we forgetting that the original sin was because Eve deceived Adam? Come on, man. It's in their nature. Trusting a woman is like basically being comfortable around a volcano. It's going to explode at some point. You can't trust females, man. And it is what it is. So if you're not going to take advantage of her, she's going to take advantage of you. However you want to put it, never, ever trust a woman. I'm telling you, you could love her, but you can't fall in love with her. Hold your position, hold your guard. It is what it is. These women are snakes and deceivers out here, man. Come on, man, make it make sense. He fell in love with her. He thinks he's the only side nigga. She got multiple side niggas. And if he's going down on her, he's eating multiple niggas cum too, by the way. I'll go back on mute.
Brothers, you can't make this stuff up. Let's go ahead and continue.
And what
I
did you
told
tell
him
him?
I can't marry you and I'm already married.
No, you gave him the carrot. You dangled that
No,
carrot.
I didn't.
One more year. You dangling it today. You're still dangling it.
No,
Yeah, I've wanted
I'm
to
not.
divorce. I don't know when. Yeah, I am, no. Soon. Those are the answers you were getting?
Yes, Your Honor.
Who's your witness?
My daughter-in-law, Kitana, brought that.
Okay, I'm not going to put her.
Now, this is the part that really that had me a little bit upset. Why would you bring your child with you to court? You're committing adultery. So what exactly are you teaching your daughter? What are you teaching your daughter? I'm glad that Judge Bassett did not cross-examine her daughter. But why would you bring her to court? Why would you do that? Again, brothers, I said this already, women have no shame. None
Absolutely not.
whatsoever.
Absolutely not. Most women go to the clubs with their daughters now. I'm telling you, they teach the whore mentality comes from their mother. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Listen, Take a good look at a woman, right? Take a good look at her behavior and her lack of accountability. And I'm telling you right now, you'll understand Satan very well because Satan is a beautiful person, right? It's vanity. And I keep telling people the devil himself is a woman. I'm serious. I'm very serious about that shit.
Let's continue.
Put her in this mess. Tell me about the loan. He alleges that you loaned you money, $600, and you haven't repaid.
Mr. French gave me the $600, told me I did not have to pay it back. Mr. French came to my home April 10th. I had to call the police on Mr. French. Mr. French said, I will take it out in trade, but you don't want to take it out in trade. Leave me alone. Mr. French says to me, your choice, break it off or give me back my $600, or no joke, Monday I will go to court.
Okay, give me the circumstance. Give me what you're reading from, and tell me the circumstances surrounding the $600 when you received it. Did you ask for it? Did he just pop up and say, here's $600?
I did ask Mr. French if he could give me $600.
For what?
For my water bill. Mr. French said...
For you and your husband's water bill.
Are you crazy? You gave her $600 to pay her water bill where her husband resides. Now, you can't be that crazy.
I mean, he's a simp of all simps, man. He's a simp of all simps, man. I mean, fixing her wedding ring, paying her bills. I mean, Jesus Lord. Go ahead. I'm just gonna go on mute. But people get mad at me because how I think. You know, good luck. Women want this type of guy, though, by the way, Elder. They want this type of dude. So they could use and abuse. And when they're done with him, throw him to the trash. That's what they want. But what they get is a motherfucker like me, generally speaking. Come on, make it make sense. The whole community's full of side niggas. It's a side nigga tradition. It's a side nigga culture. And we're going to keep fucking these hoes because at the end of the day, these women ain't shit. And that's just what it is. It is what it is, man. I'm going to go back on mute, though.
Brothers.
It's a fucking she-devils, man.
This is wild. First of all, I ain't never heard anybody have a $600. Well, besides court, I never really heard anybody in person that had a $600 water bill. I'm gonna be honest with you. My water bill, at least a month, is between $50 to $75. So, and that's only because my son lives with me. So I don't $600. And this man didn't even say, well, you got a husband. Have him pay for it. They both living in the same house.
Why would he say that?
Say again?
Like, I don't understand why he would say that. If he's having sex with her, he's getting what he wants out of the deal. I'm confused on why you think he doesn't have to give anything. Like, I'm lost.
Well,
you thought the rules changed because she's... hold on. That was rhetorical. Mm-hmm. You thought the rules changed because she's married? No. Even when you deal with a married person, it's still going to have to be some type of equal give and take there. Even though we know it'll never be equal. But you're going to have to give something and take something, and I'm going to have to give something and take something. Your role doesn't stop because I have a man in the house. You didn't stop having sex with me because I had a man in the house. I had a man in the house that was fucking me. But you still chose to fuck me, right? But now when it comes to the bills, you have a man to do that. I had a man to fuck me too. I had a man to, console me. But when it comes to the bills, now where's that man at? Make it make sense.
Now, brother,
he knew exactly what he was getting himself into.
I hope y'all heard.
Would this be considered prostitution?
I was just about to ask that question. That was what I was.
This ain't about prostitution. This is about give and take. Nobody does nothing in this world without receiving something. We're not gonna sit here and play stupid.
Okay, but they're both receiving some. One receiving some wee, the other receiving some trim. So
you thought that was enough? Okay. So you feel like she should be satisfied with penis? Correct?
So she should. Okay, again. Both?
I don't know what she should do. I'm only speaking on what she's obviously asked for, which was money, right? You said she's getting some wee, and I said, so you feel like the wee was the exchange for what exactly?
Trim.
Okay.
And here's the thing: you got brothers that, because Cool said it, and I was thinking the exact same thing. Prostitution. You think that we're the only two brothers that were probably thinking like that? Both of us were thinking the same thing. He said it, I was thinking it. But go ahead, Cool.
Yeah, listen, I'm okay with hookers. I pay prostitutes. I've been on record for saying that. So if that's the type of relationship they're gonna have, that's fine. But the difference is this, right? This woman, first of all, he's a victim, but he's gonna lose his court case. I hope he does to teach his ass a lesson. Um, First of all, there's no pussy on earth worth $600. Like, make it make sense, right? So at the end of the day, she gains more from his penis than he'll ever get from her vagina. There's more vagina out there than penis, which make the penis more valuable than the vagina in the first place. A lot of niggas don't think
Oh,
that
why
way.
did he pick a used vagina? Why did he pick a
Well,
married
because
vagina?
he's an idiot. No, but he's an idiot. No, I
Okay.
like used vagina. Hold on, pause. I like used goods. You get it at half off, right? Why buy the cow when I get the milk cheaper? So I get his point there, but he fell in love with this woman. He fell in love with his deceiver. So he's basically been captured by her. It's like how do I call it? It's like Stockholm syndrome. You know what I mean? And that's why in a lot of countries they behead the woman when she cheats. They don't behead the man. She should be beheaded, to be quite honest with you. Hung, waterboarded, all types of shit. But in America, we have laws to protect the heathens. But make no mistake, she should be stoned to death. I'm gonna go back on mute.
If this was a woman in this situation dealing with a married man, y'all would have a completely different sentiment. Y'all wouldn't be sitting here saying, "Oh, she's a victim. She's a victim."
No,
Y'all would have said that she
you're
chose.
right. You're correct.
I know I'm right. Y'all would have been saying that she chose to deal with a married man and she need to take whatever comes with it. Period. End of story. That's what would have been said. But now we
Well,
sitting here saying that the nigga's a victim. Please.
I never.
Because there's a
I
double
never.
standard.
Well, you need to put a name on it, just like you be saying, put a name on it, because I
I
never
couldn't
said he was a
agree.
victim.
Excuse me.
I
Y'all the
said
ones, y'all, excuse
I
me, on Real's panel, y'all said that y'all doesn't mean this, and this. So y'all need to take that.
what?
who
Take
said
that.
But
that? I said y'all
I
does
never
mean
said
this.
anything
Who
like.
said
Because y'all
that?
You're not
said,
gonna
this
just
is what
make up
y'all said.
stuff.
Y'all said,
Who is y'all?
listen, I'm not making
Mother
this
make
up.
up.
You
Every
are
time
making it
y'all say
up.
y'all, I always be like, no, I'm not. Every time y'all say y'all on Real's panel, I always be like, who is y'all? Who is y'all? Y'all be like, you should know that we're not talking about, when
Put
we
a
say
name on it.
y'all,
So
we're
that's
not talking about
the
everybody.
context
That's
of
a real
the
thing.
conversation. It's not about who's on the panel, though. You're talking about the panel. You're being very specific. When I talk about scenarios, I'm talking about world issues, world relationship, world issues. So it's not about nobody specifically on the panel. I'm never talking about y'all specifically. I'm never talking about the women. But when y'all start doing that, that's why I think it's weird. But you just said you gave a specific place, which is a panel. Y'all do. You said us. I've never did that, but I will say I don't agree with nothing that's being said by Kool and Haitian or Slim. I don't agree with neither one of them, but that's their opinion. It's not like that. I don't agree.
I,
If
I,
I, if
I,
I don't agree. I don't agree with the whole thing even happening. So if I want to humor it and get into like, okay, I do think it's a give and take. I think if it's expected, if she asks for $600 and you fucking the shit out this woman and you give it to her, you can't now say just because she didn't go to no damn Easter Sunday fucking dinner that now I want my money back. That's fucking crazy to me. If I'm going to entertain the idea that this is something even that should be done, this nigga literally said my last straw is when she didn't go to some Easter fucking event, so I wanted to get my money back. That don't even make sense to me. Like what? Like you didn't go to some Easter event?
yeah,
Like
no,
that's
he's a
just weird to me.
she should counter sue him, and he should lose the lawsuit. Matter of fact, she should counter sue him for at least double or triple. No, he's a
That
piece of
just got
shit.
me laughing
But
over here. I was cracking up the
let me
whole
just say
time.
this real quick. Let me just say this real quick. To respond to the comment about hurt. No, I'm not hurt at all. I prefer. First of all, I prefer broken woman. I say this all the time. If she's too intelligent, I don't want her unless I'm about to marry her. I don't got time to play mind games and try to wrestle intelligently with a smart. I want a dumb bitch. Period. This guy's retarded. He could have found himself a retard, a woman who wasn't exactly intelligent enough to play his ass. He got played, so he's gonna take what came with it. He got played. He played a game and he lost. So now he's crying like a little bitch. So I got an issue with this nigga. You know what I'm saying? I could never hang out with this dude. Period. But I'm gonna say this real quick though. This should be a lesson to all men. You either play or get played, right? And I prefer to be the hammer versus the anvil. I'm never gonna get with a woman unless I'm going to marry her, and everything. First of all, my mother has to approve of her. First of all, because this woman is not your woman. She's married to another man. So he's already committing a sin. He's already fucked up. But he is a victim because his ass wasn't taught well. So she used that. See, he's the dumbass in the relationship. She played him. He should next time he needs to go find himself a stupid motherfucker to play her. But as far as like owing money, technically she does owe him money, but just like from my point of view, because he's an idiot, he got what this is a life lesson. To pay $600. Think about this, right? He's only losing 600. Her husband is losing his respect. He's about to lose half of his fucking money, lose the house, lose all this other shit. So he's getting off easy from this Jezebel. So, I would tell him that, look, man, you pay $600 to get a lesson to get away from this bitch. It's a small price to pay for peace of mind. That's how I look at it. You know what I mean? But she's a hooker, though. She's a hooker, for sure. I hope she gets hit by a bus.
Oh, wow. Let's go ahead and continue. And make sure that you write this down, Mugga, because I never said he was a victim. Somebody else did. So make sure you get the name correct. Let's continue.
I didn't say your name.
Yes. Mr. French said yes.
Sir, she presents me with something. This is where I do have lots and lots of love pictures to show your husband.
That's from Mr. French.
Who knows what I would do,
So
what the other stuff,
blackmail.
who I will show. I don't owe you
That's
nothing. You
blackmailing.
said I
See
didn't
what I'm
have to
saying?
pay back.
Mr.
Remember? This is what she's saying. I said we could take it out and trade, but you don't want to take it out and trade. Well, he believes that it was a loan. However, he's proposing that you repay it with trade and not cash. So can you show me anything, sir, where you actually demanded cash?
No, Your Honor. I was, like I said, I was about 10 sheets to the wind. I don't even remember half of what I said in the text message.
Well, she has it
10 sheets to the wind, basically saying he was drunk, but let's continue.
here. And secondly, did you threaten to extort her?
If you don't mind.
Go ahead, Real. I'm sorry. I apologize. Go ahead, Cool.
It's cool. Listen, first of all, he needs to get arrested immediately. That is extortion and blackmailing. That's actually a federal crime, by the way. Real shit. So that is extortion and blackmailing. So he technically should be arrested. Not only that, she should be fucking countersuing his dumb ass. But this dumbass nigga, man, I swear to God, I didn't even know he was gonna get that far. You know what? Yeah, he deserves this shit. I was on his side, but at this point, I'm gonna change up and say he's not a victim. He's a scumbag, and he should get arrested for this shit. But she's still a whore, but she didn't commit a crime by being a whore in America, at least. He committed a crime by extorting and blackmailing her. Period. He knew what he was doing. He got drunk. That's what was in his heart and his soul, and he did it. So that's my verdict on his ass.
All right, let's see how this goes down. Let's continue.
With pictures.
Those pictures have since been destroyed, Your Honor.
I know, but you threatened her, saying I will show something to your husband or anyone else. I will show nude pictures, or I will show pictures of you to someone or something unless you do X, Y, Z. That's extortion, even if you're not getting anything. But if you ask them to do something with their life, if you say, for example, go and tell your husband that me and you have been together so you can divorce him. Otherwise, I'm going to go and show him this picture. That's extortion. You threaten to expose something unless a person complies with your request. That's extortion. Even if she owes you money.
You'll be wrong, right?
You had no right to say to her, I have pictures. I'll show your husband. Unless you give me the money you owe me. Even that's true. Those are two different things. You do what you're doing today. You sue her. Now, you could have said that. Unless you give me my money, I will sue you. That's not extortion, because you have a legal claim. But this claim that I will retaliate against you and harm you in some way other than the court system is a crime, sir. And I'm not going to enforce this contract that you tried to enforce through a crime. Your claim is dismissed. Have a good day.
Now, hold on.
Go ahead, brother.
Thank you. No, thank you. What did I call it again? Extortion. Extortion. Because how do I know? Because motherfuckers try to extort me. That is extortion. That man should actually, technically speaking, with that evidence, if she was a piece of shit, she could technically be like, okay, I'll tell you what, dude. I'm gonna go to. I'm taking your ass to. And she had to call the police on this nigga. So he's a dangerous man. Now, what I would tell my daughter is, if you ever get into a scenario, God forbid, pay attention to the signs. He's a dangerous man because he would also kill her too. By the way, if he doesn't get his way. You know what I'm saying? So, no, it didn't take me long. I had to look at the evidence. We talk about a 12-minute video here, right? Look, the minute I saw that message, boom, he lost his case. It's pure extortion, it's pure blackmailing, and his ass should, a lot of things should happen to him besides, just coming on here and getting humiliated. It is what it is. But it is what it is.
So,
But
brothers,
I will say this though, he's still a
oh,
victim. He's still a victim because she manipulated his emotions to get that point. And that's why I say niggas need to act like cool and Haitian. If a woman is gonna be married and give you pussy, you gotta treat her like shit. I advocate for that shit. Don't be holding that bitch hands. None of that shit, bro. She's already shown you she's a scumbag. If she did it to him, she'll do it to you. Any woman, you gotta start off by acting mean and rude and nasty and treat them like shit. At that point, you figure out how they move based on that. You gotta treat them like shit because the nice guy never wins. He's not a
um,
nice guy, by the way. He's a scumbag. He's a whiny little bitch. But the bottom line is this: had this man been Pookie and Ray Ray fucking the shit out of her, choking her, right, treating her like shit, not picking up her phone calls, she'd be chasing him. They like to chase, man. Unfortunately, women, they like that type of shit because they're wired for that type of shit. So it is what it is. That boy lost. He deserves to go to jail too, by the way, and get a restraining order against his ass. But she needs to come and holler at me though. I'm gonna put my dick in her ass and back in her mouth. Treat her like crap. Let her know you tasted your own shit, so
um,
you can never talk shit to me. It is
uh,
what it is.
cool. That it
Let me not go off the rails. Let me not go off the rails. My bad.
had,
It's being recorded.
you know. Anyway, so so brothers, I just wanted to show you about being, adultery, the what adultery is, and I know a lot of people don't agree with me, but brothers, you should not fall in love. So you see what happened to the brother at the end of the day. And again, the brother, he seemed like he looks like an older gentleman, so he should know better. He should have known better. We can't be doing stuff like this. Yes, mugger.
You
He's a
said
victim.
he should not fall in love. Is that what you said?
That's exactly what I said. Men should not fall in love. I've already explained that.
Okay,
I don't want to.
so I think okay, that's fine. I think that we should start with saying men and women should not be messing with people who are married.
I already
Let's
said.
start there.
I
Right?
look.
You said that this is a
You
case of
came
adultery.
in late. I already explained
Okay,
all
I'm
that.
just saying, I'm just making my point. I'm not speaking directly to your point. I'm just saying that I'm going to start it with men should not be sleeping with married women, right? Because that's the bigger issue here. Falling in love isn't the issue. He could have fell in love with someone who was completely available emotionally and physically and all of that and could have had a great relationship with them. But it's because he made the choice to fall in love, right? And I'm not even going to say fall in love because even if he wasn't in love, I feel like he was still considered as a loss because she was married. So he already invested his time. Even if he didn't invest his heart, his time and his energy was still invested in something that he was most likely not going to get a return on because she is emotionally
I
and
agree.
unavailable,
I agree.
right? Okay, cool.
Now,
No, I agree. And I was, oh,
brother, I'm gonna just
yeah, I
say that
agree. I mean,
I already spoke on what she said. That's why I said
mhm.
adultery, and I was speaking on what's in the Bible. I know everybody doesn't believe in the Bible, but
Mm.
when it comes to adultery, when you're sleeping with somebody's wife, that is adultery. And in the Bible, I'm not gonna even use the word. They were putting men and the woman. Those two back in the days would be dead. They would put the man and the woman because he knew that she was married. But that's it. Anything else cool before I end it?
No, I think that this woman should be stoned to death, and I think he needs to be castrated. They're both guilty, and he also should be dealing with the law because he basically extorted this woman. Um, Now I will say this though, Elder Slim, on Monday when I go live on my radio show,
Hmm.
if you're gonna be live, I'm actually gonna go live. Um, because somebody in the comments seemed to, think that her whatever she got going on is no, it doesn't work that way, Mom. You tried and failed. And oh, by the way, you know what? That just motivated me. Let me get a. I'm gonna make a YouTube page. Fuck this shit.
I thought you already
Let's see who
had
gets
one.
more subscribers within the